Hey y'all, what's up? This is Tom Mizzle, watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Law and Order, SVU, Special Victim Unit, Season 21, Episode 4. This was a good episode. It was really good. And it brought into light of something that is very heavy in this, a very heavy topic and controversial issues that's going on in the U.S. right now. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, it's the abortion law. Recently, a lot of southern, very red kind of states are basically pushing a restrictive abortion law. They're passing laws, even though they state is passing this law, they still can't overturn a federal law, which is Roe versus Wade, which is the right for your choice, right for abortion, to protect the woman's right for do the abortion. And so it's this uphill battle whether you should be pro-choice or anti-abortion, and it's really a tough situation because people, it's not a black or white thing. People is in one, they are people who are on one end, and there are people in the other end of the spectrum, and there's some people in between. It's like, for me, I believe a woman should have a choice for abortion, especially if I know they are sexual assaulted and the product of that sexual assault result in pregnancy or incest, anything that will cause, anything that is against their own will to get pregnant should be able to do it right. Now, understand women who just going out there and be recklessly having sex and choosing abortions as an option, then that's a different story. But I'm talking about women who has been sexually assaulted, who has been incested, and that was against their will and control. They're usually young. They couldn't consent. That's the issues that I feel like that they should take into consideration. And then you have states that have not even considered that, no matter what cause. The only reason they would give is a medical scare, medical problems, and that was the only. That's only if that happened. Other than that, they're trying to punish doctors and everything that present. So there's a lot going on right now with this thing. And the reason why I talk about abortion a little bit in the beginning of the episode, beginning of this review, is because that was part of this episode. Alright, so we get a girl named Evangeline. She's in Ohio. Ohio is one of those states that is very restricted with their abortion law, and they passing laws. And you can go online, you can tell Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, a lot of those states are doing a lot of crazy. I think it's Georgia. Georgia, I don't know. Well, a lot of these southern states, a lot of the red southern states is doing that. So it's very tough to deal with. So she was in Ohio. She's 13 years old at this time, and she had run away teenager. She left Ohio. She ran away from home. They was in a church service. The pastor was giving her the thing, and she was fidgeting. She couldn't be there. Like, she did. She felt very bothered. It was her spirit. It couldn't get her to rest. The mom was putting her leg down and said, "Stop fidgeting." Alright, so after that, she said she wanted to go to her friend's house to do her homework. She wanted to do her homework, and then she would go to her friend's house to relax and everything. The parents agreed. It was the mom named Tammy and the stepfather named Jim. They agreed, and besides that, they got two other kids. They got two boys together. Tammy and Jim got two boys together, and they had, Evangeline was from the mother's first relationship, her first marriage. So I was like, okay. So we see her packing up her clothes, putting mad money in her pocket and everything, packing it up. Because they agreed for her to go to her friend's house after she do her chores, after she do her homework. And she got money, and ran away, went in the bus, go from Ohio, and she went to New York City. Now, the reason why she go to New York City, because we find that she go to New York City because she wanted to get the abortion. Now, they all felt like they was like, it's this boy named Isaac that she was dealing with. Isaac's the boyfriend, and he could be influenced, so they thinking that she went to go see Isaac. She did want to see Isaac to stay. And then when he asked for money, I guess there was a little argument. She took the dog, gave him the dog, and she went outside. She left that place. So, That's that. She's in New York City, and she really want to get in New York City. Like she said, she want to get an abortion because Ohio is very restrictive with their laws. And she said she was staying in Ohio. They think it's because she's saying she's going to commit a sin if I'm doing that. She broke God's trust, and she got pregnant. And she was 12 weeks pregnant when they tested her, because when they was in New York City, Finn and a new officer, Tameen was the person who did undercover for I think it was episode 1 that I did, and she was the undercover person that wanted to help the SVU catch the perpetrator, who was taking advantage of that aspiring actresses. That was the first episode, and she helped bust the guy. So now she's in SVU, and she's very on it. Like she's on top of it. Any questions they ask, she said, "Oh, I did it. I did that. I did that." I said, "Calm down." But they say she's doing a good job, so that's good. So Officer Tameen, that's her name, Officer Tameen. She talked to the girl. She was outside, and she was trying to talk to her, and then she sent her name, eventually saying, "How did you know my name?" And that was like she got up and she passed out, and they took her to Mercy Hospital. And that's when they find out from Dr. Benson and Rollins find out from a doctor that she is 12 weeks pregnant, and she has a lot of vaginal scarring because she's a doctor. She's a teenager, and she made a reporter, and then she is a deadline with her reporting it and not reporting it, protect confidentiality or something like that. So it's a tough thing, especially when you have a teenager who is of age to make the decision on whether she wants to abort or not. Because it's her right, no matter what age it is, there is a right to abort the baby. That's when she went to New York City for that, because she was state of Ohio, they were not allow that to happen, especially now. Even though Ohio couldn't overturn her decision, but it would make it harder for whoever's practicing that state to make her do it. So it's like, okay. So she was in the hospital, they find out all that stuff, and she was like, no, she didn't want to name who she did it, because it was like, is it Isaac, is it like that? She said she just committed sin, she just wanted to let it go, and she really don't want her parents to know, because if her parents don't know, they're going to force her to have this child, and she don't want to have this baby, anything. Yeah, she really don't want to, she wouldn't have this baby at all. She making a decision because she's confused, saying it's against the sin, it's against this, it's that, I can't have this, I don't want to do it, they're going to make me keep the baby, and I don't want to keep the baby. She's been a sexual assaulted, she can't have this baby, she don't want it. So they was like, you know what, we need to figure out how we gonna do this. So they got the parents came down there, because they was already in the office. They talked to the parents and said, what's going on, my daughter, what's going on, what happened. Didn't find her. And they was talking to different things, and they explained to the parents, and they told the parents about her being pregnant. And she came to New York City, because she didn't come to New York City for Isaac, because they thought it was Isaac. They said, oh, we need to talk to him. That's what probably got her pregnant, and everything like that. And she never mentioned who it was. Never mentioned the person's name, because she would have been said it if she mentioned. But they asked her, do you know? And it said that it was someone that is violating laws, is violating God. She kept saying it's violating God's against sin and all stuff like that. She did something wrong, and she never wanted to say who the person was, who did it. So the parents think it's Isaac, and it was not Isaac, and all that stuff like that. And it was not Isaac. So they was like, they told her that she came to New York City, and because she's not going back, because they were trying, no, she coming back with us. She coming back with us. She said no, she has a right in New York City, and she came to New York City because, not because she wouldn't want away to get with Isaac, it's because she wanted to get an abortion. So they was, when I heard that, they was like, what? She's not doing that. She's not aborting my grandchild. That's committed sin. And my daughter's not going to do that. And no, she coming back to us, because we is stopping that, because no matter what cost, at all costs, she is having this child. And she is not abortion, because we don't believe in murder. We don't believe in murdering the baby. We don't believe that. We know, she do this, she committing sin, and she killing, she gonna be a murderer. No, we not having that. She need to have this child. I was like, oof. I don't know. I was just like Benson too. I was like Benson. She had to keep a straight face, but you could tell it's like she was getting annoyed with the parent. I was getting annoyed too, and I was like, the mindset of people. I like. So when they was doing that, I like. They had to go to family court and bat it out because the parents said they got to do that, and she has rights. So they say, you know what? We got to give her emergency custody to ACS. We will give her a lawyer, a good one, not the person to defend us like that who got so many cases and they gonna put on time for that. They gonna give her a good lawyer. Benson knows somebody who will represent her, and we gonna battle it out family court. So they went to the family court. They battled it out. They talk it out, everything. Um, the DA here and the DA was going back and forth, saying that the parents were off to her rights. They never harm her. They get no reason why she would be uncomfortable with the household. You should send it back to the parents so she could be taking care of her. The New York side was saying that no, she 13, she has rights. She came here, we protecting her rights and everything, especially she's been sexually assaulted. It's her reasoning, it's her thing, all that stuff. So we got to make sure we take care and make priority of her and her decision making, and we protecting her decision on what she want to do. So they were saying, no, give her back home. Get her back home. She said, I can't go back home. You coming back home with us. You coming back home with us. I can't go back home. They said, come back home. I said, I can't go home because he put the baby in my stomach. And when she pointed to he, she pointed to the stepfather. And I was like, oh my gosh. I jumped up. I was like, what? And I was like, you know what? I can't be surprised because I was like, normally when I heard this episode, when they were trying to find out who it was, I said it had to be that stepfather. I was thinking of the stepfather, or I was thinking of the pastor. It was one of those two people that kind of did that. And I would say that's the only logical choice. So I wasn't too shocked, but I was stunned how she blurted that out there in the family court. So everybody was like, I was like, ooh. And the fact that the mother is so on board and not getting this baby terminated, and now she realized, she found out that her husband is going to be a possibility of the father of the child, and no matter what, she's still adamant that she don't want to kill this grandchild. I said, Lord, oh my gosh, I just wanted to call a chick up to yank her. I can't put my hands on the woman. I will call a chick up to yank her because it was too much. I can't sit here and, well, my child's telling me that my significant other is been sexual assaulted. Whether you think they lying or not, I will always believe them 100%. Because if I don't believe them, who they gonna think they're gonna believe them? They're gonna have mistrust issues with everybody else who will say, "Oh, I believe in you." When they say, "Yeah, how you believe in me?" When my parents didn't believe in me, so it's like, yo, no. And my daughter come to me about that. So Benson asks Evangeline, "Did you ever talk to your mother about this?" Cause no, they had to talk. And she said, "How do you know how this happened?" She said that she was day after she turned her 11-year-old. The stepfather used to come to her room. They wear pajamas, stuff like that, stay in bed. At first, they would just lay in the bed, try to get uncomfortable, whatever, in his mind. After a while, it gradually opened to that point when he started doing more acts to her. And the point is, when he started penetrating. And she didn't want that happening on us like that. But she said, we can't do that. She needs to save herself for marriage. It's against the sin to commit an act before marriage. She said, it doesn't count because I'm already married. So I was like, okay, but this is wrong. You cheating on your wife. As first of all, you shouldn't be cheating. If you really want to believe the law like that, you should be committing adultery. And then you are sexual assaulting the daughter because he was very affectionate. Because the mom said he was very affectionate. He was doing all this to her. He was taking care and all stuff like that. And he said he's becoming a woman. I was like, oh. So he presented that. She said she did try this to her mother, and the mother wouldn't listen to her. She was getting angry. She was getting mad at the daughter. So that's why she didn't get comfortable even saying anything after that. I said, if I come to you first and you get angry at me, I won't come to you again. No, I won't come to you again. No, I won't. So they're trying to get the DNA for the father, the stepfather, and the pastor said, no, you're not getting it. You're not getting the DNA, none of that stuff like that. It's not happening. So that was that. So the next day, they'll go to the family court. And right with the freaking court trying to judge trying to give her ruling, I figure Ohio DO came in and barging in there, giving arrest warrants to everybody, giving arrest warrants to the detective, giving arrest warrants to the judge, giving arrest warrants to anybody who's going to perpetrate this murdering act going on. I was like, what? What's going on? And they said, oh, the DA or something like that is our right in our state like that. We got to turn the thing to our state and let us investigating or so the NYC don't have no proceeding to my client or something. No, she comes to the state line, so it's her right to practice her rights in New York City. Once you in that and you're in hospital in that state, you are protecting your rights. You find them in that state, and generally that's federal law. It's her right for abortion. So you doing all this freaking drastic thing to arrest the detectives and stuff for doing their job. That's very heinous. That was very too extreme. They realized he went too far, but they went to the court, the Manhattan side DA and then Ohio DA. They was going back and forth, back and forth. To the point is, the judge dismissed his claim of charging anybody who was involved in this trying to go murdering the child, and he said no, it's a murder. We not gonna allow her to murder a child or something like that. It's the baby's innocent and she committed. I was like, oh, even if she got sexually assaulted, it's still consent for her to kill the baby. I was like, oh, okay. So they stopped that, dismissed it. He said, oh, I will try the Supreme Court. She said that's your right, but in this court right now, on some who appealed, they denied the appeal as well because they think he was doing too much. So, so they say eventually agreed to do the DNA, the fetal DNA. They take the mother blood, and if you get his DNA, they can exonerate him if he's not the father. It's like, kill go. But the mom said, no, I mean, not happening. Oh, we could do that. So after the baby is born. I said, no, she don't want the baby to be born. So stop it, chick. So Rollins went to talk to Evangeline because she was in the home right now because she can't go back to Ohio after they do this investigation. And they talking and everything. And no, not the house. She was at the hospital first, and she sat there and talked to the hospital, and then got the blood and work and all that stuff because they were going to do the DNA test. And Evangeline asked Rollins to pray with her. Rollins' face was like that. She's like, she was Scooby-Doo on that girl. She was like, oh, okay. So she prayed, and Rollins right then and there, Rollins realized this girl is really confused. She's so brought up in religion that she don't know if she committing the right thing, she doing the right thing or not. She's so confused because she was so embedded in what she was taught. And so that was that. And then when Betsy talked to the mother, she said, no, that's not going to happen until after they get a baby. So they took all that other stuff. So Betsy said that. She said, I don't care. I see you judging me, but I'm going to do this and all that stuff like that. And imagine if your son comes to you with this heinous lie because she think her daughter's lying to her. Jim would never do this. He would never do that. He love it. He's a good Catholic man, whatever all that stuff. I said, okay, girl, you go ahead. I will call that chicken around the phone right now to yank you. I will do that right in a second. Keep going ahead, girl. All right, so Betsy said, you got two choices right now. Nuh-uh, we're going to lay it all out right now. You got two choices. It's either one, you believe your daughter and you lose Jim and get away with him, leave him alone, or two, you choose Jim over Evangeline. Evangeline would stay in foster care until she's 18 and she be an adult. She won't have to go back to you. What we're going to be? It's your choice. I would leave Jim to protect my daughter for 200 Alex. That's what I would do. I would leave Jim in a heartbeat. I would leave Jim. No, she should have did that in the first place. If I find out my significant other is molesting my child, I go believe them. I don't care how long we've been together. I believe my child, and you stay away from my child until we get all this situation. No. I will move away to get away from you if I got to protect my child. That's what I'm going to do. So the mom in the court, she said she apologized to her daughter, forgive her and everything. And she said, they gave her testimony. They agreed to give the girl 2 weeks of medical care before they go to Ohio to be with the mom. And the mom, they got to do a house visit to make sure he is not in that vicinity, in that household. If they find out he is there, they could arrest it and they gotta put her right back in New York City and let her go, so that stuff. And they don't know if they're investigating, they're charging the father or something. They don't know none of that stuff yet because they getting all the craziness. So after that happened, Riley got a call. Oh no, before that, before the mom said all that stuff like that, and Vincent gave her the ultimatum. Evangeline was in it was in a group home and she threw herself down a flight of stairs because she was trying to kill herself. So his daughter told her mom, she said, "No, I ain't trying to kill the baby." And maybe her and the baby was okay. She said, "I'm not trying to kill the baby, I'm trying to kill myself." And that's when Vincent had to talk with her, and then she was still going on and on and stuff like that. And that's when Vincent gave an ultimatum, and that's when she came to court and all that stuff. So Rollins got a call and they find out, oh, not Rollins, Carisi got a call and he found out, yes, the DNA did match the baby DNA also, so he is the father, and they charge him with 114 counts. I said, ooh, sexual assault. Some charge they said, but it was 114 counts of sexual charge. So if it sticks, without they believe, because his DNA matches, or he going to jail for a while. He going to jail. 114, a minor doing that, all that stuff. And the scene ended with Wallace with Evangeline, I guess, to get a checkup or something, or whatever she was trying to do for that 2 weeks. And that's how the episode ended. I would say that was good, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what y'all think about this episode. If y'all didn't, y'all watch it. Tell me what you think. If y'all didn't watch it and you saw this review, tell me how y'all feel about this. Tell me how y'all feel about abortion itself. And do y'all know any stories on how y'all feel about this country with these laws? Not the country, with the states passing these restrictive laws. Tell me how y'all feel. And I'll talk to y'all later, right? Peace.